We are live.
Hey, yo, what's good? Yo, check it. Today we have a special guest. His name is Alex.
Yeah, we got
Yep.
Alex Brondo in the house. That's a cool ass
Yo.
last name, dude.
That is
that's-
pretty dope ass. Oh, are you related to that musician?
Which one?
The one that sang with Bruno Mars?
No,
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know
Ooh.
who you're talking about.
The Uptown Funk You Up.
His name is Brondo?
Yeah, I think the guitarist's name is
Oh.
Brondo. Yeah.
I don't know, but it's a really cool name.
Yeah.
most folks like to comment and say like Marlon Brando, the actor, the one who I guess played Superman's father in the original movie.
Oh,
okay.
snap.
Yeah,
Either way, we got superstars here today on this show. Then weren't you guys just like recognized to be Reno's top 25
I actually
photographer?
forgot about that.
That is insane.
I was surprised because I got that message on Instagram, like the Hub Collective.
yeah,
Yeah, they messaged me on Instagram like, "Oh, congrats, you made it on this list." I'm like, "Wait, this looks very sketchy."
Yeah,
So, like,
I had the same thoughts.
yeah,
too.
because like I checked it out. I was like, "Holy crap, this is like the legit Hub Collective." I was like, "That's cool."
Dang.
And what's most interesting is that I kind of forgot about that type of community,
Yeah.
that application
Yeah.
in general, because they were having issues with a few different things, and so I was like, I'll just network through Instagram, and all of a sudden I got that same message, and I was like, this is interesting. I haven't done anything on this app for the longest time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I felt
Dang.
bad because I'm like, I'm not really active in here, but
So it's a separate app. Just
yeah, it's more of like, what do you call it? It's like a group
It's-
page kind of thing.
It's essentially an application where you can connect with people all around the world that are photographers, models.
dope.
yeah, it's like for creatives.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
so like they have like filmmakers in there. You should actually join it.
Yeah. As soon as I started filming.
Because like if you go to like if you travel to other places, like you can go through there.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
like see like
Oh,
who's, like
that's
who you want to
sick.
collab with. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm always up for that. I'm always down to collab. Learn
Yeah.
the tricks of the trade. But that is sick. Today, on the show, top 25 Reno, Alex Brondo, JERiCK, The Image, a hype. Yo,
And
yo, yo.
That's his real.
Hyping us up, man.
Someone's got it.
All right,
you know?
let's just end the podcast right there.
That's it. All right. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning
We
in.
just wanted to flex a little bit.
That's funny.
Weird flex, but okay.
Let's flex a little bit more. Image is his real last name.
Hey.
Yeah. People ask me that all the time. It's like, is that really your last name? I'm like, yeah. It was like, you should do something with it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I mean, I'm a photographer and a videographer. Yeah, because like I went to the TSA. She was like, oh, that's a cool last name. Like, you should do something with it. I'm like, yeah. I just kind of like nodded.
If you only knew, I'm not just the JERiCK Image.
I don't know who's been doing that shit, but
Me. I've been hyping you up. But yeah, today's podcast is gonna be a little bit different. We always talking about life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. Today is a pursuit of happiness with photography. We got Alex here. How long have you been doing photography for?
At this point, roughly a little over
2 years.
3 years now.
3
Yeah.
years.
No, because
Dang.
I remember meeting you about 2 to 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because
I think I remember that day. Yeah.
Because I think it was with Diana.
Diana and April.
April, yeah. So I remember that shoot. Because like,
Oh, I remember. Actually, I remember you asking me to go be a part of that shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
'cause-
asked me to be like assistant or whatever.
probably.
Ah, that's
I
how you-
was
that's how
asking
you
to
get up,
invite,
you know?
but you never come. So.
I didn't know. I didn't see the potential, and I was young and naive. I'm not young. I'm naive now.
Yeah, because I remember you were taking photos, and then like I think I was talking to you, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm just doing this for fun, like
Yeah.
it's cool." Like, because I remember asking you, like, "Are you trying to do something with this?"
It's crazy how much can change.
Yeah,
Back then, yeah. I mean, I got into it just because I, wanted to do something extra.
yeah.
And it was a good way to connect with people, and it's insane how far we've come. I mean, we met in an alleyway. Like that's
Yeah.
Oh dang! Oh, is it that alleyway over there? On
Yeah, it's the
oh.
New York alleyway.
Oh, the
Yeah, the brick
Yeah,
walls.
I was shooting a model, he was shooting a model, and then we became friends.
Yeah.
That's dope. Hey, I mean,
I
if
was
y'all
like-
looking to get shot, not in that way, but you know, photos, you know, and you and Reno hit these guys up, you know.
You know, I think about that sometimes. I'm having a discussion with some friends in
Yeah.
public. I'm like, man, I love shooting people, and it's just like
I
one of
know
those
you say
things.
it out loud. I'm like,
You're like, oh man, that's doesn't sound too great.
It sounds, you know, it sounds kind of weird. I mean, like, what if you're just eating somewhere, like maybe Denny's or whatever, cops are just chilling, and you're like, yeah, dude, I just shot this guy. How awkward would that be, you know?
Very.
But I guess let's get to the meat of this. I want to know. I am very curious. What got you interested in photography?
You know, let's see. Well, so I did a few photo shoots
Yeah.
when I was in high school, way back when.
Oh, so you've been doing this for a long while.
Not necessarily. I got a really good deal on a camera while I was working at Sears, and I was like, maybe I'll try it out. And so I took a few photos of a friend here and there, and forgot about it. And then Instagram picked up, and I saw the work that a lot of folks were doing, and I was just inspired.
Oh, really?
And I wanted to do that for others. And so little by little, I found ways to try to relate and try to, you know, do what others have been doing to inspire this community out here.
Oh, that's dope. So it's like, at first you weren't really like, oh, it's just like like not even a passion. It's just like, oh, you figured you got a camera and just go out and shoot people. But
Yeah.
after seeing the implications and the, I guess the potential that Instagram could have been at that time, is what inspired you to be what you are now.
Yeah.
Dang. So then, I mean, as somebody, as an amateur photographer, actually, I aspire to be someone, a filmographer, a videographer. You know, someone who takes all those videos and stuff. What would be? How would you go about like starting that stuff?
Honestly, I would do exactly what I did. Back when I met JERiCK, I was doing all sorts of things with photography, filmography. Because when you start doing stuff with portraits, landscapes, videos, anything, cars, you start to find what you're really most interested in, and then you just stick to that one thing. And at that point, then you just grow in that set of skills. And it's better to be good at one thing than to be
being like okay with
True.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I
And
mean, you
so-
can't be a jack of all trades and then suck at, or be a jack of all trades, but you're technically kind of
Yeah.
suck at everything.
Not that good.
And it was a lot of work. Back then, I felt like I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And it takes time. It takes a lot of time to really figure things out and know where you want to go. At this point, I'm not necessarily comfortable with what I'm doing, but it's a stepping stone to my goal.
When did you
dang.
decide to like pursue it? Because I know we talked about it when we first started. Because I think we started around the same time. Like you said, like, oh, I'm just doing this for fun. Like this is not really like a career path for me.
The moment I realized that it was something that I really enjoyed,
Yeah.
and that you could actually live off of it.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's there's so many businesses out there that are always looking for photographers, videographers, and it's a lot of like behind the scenes work. But if you enjoy your job, it's not gonna feel like a job. It's
Yeah,
gonna-
no, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like that's why I like to preach. You know, it's like
Oh, we preached that like our very first episode. We preached that a couple times in our
the
episode.
thing, like to be honest, it's like yeah, we're doing all this like podcast. This is a lot of work, but like I don't even feel like
Yeah,
it's-
you don't think twice about
Yeah.
you know,
no,
the money
like
you're
it-
spending,
yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
because it's something you love and you enjoy.
exactly.
I mean, what we're doing here today on this podcast is just, in all honesty, I'm just chilling with you guys,
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to get started as maybe a photographer or a
like,
videographer.
it's basically we're just like having like a coffee, you know, without the coffee, and we're just recording.
We should
it.
have got some coffee.
I know.
Oh shoot, yeah, no, I just got off work and
you had,
I'm
you had
tired.
one responsibility, Christian. You were the coffee guy.
What are you talking about? I'm here. I made it. The coffee. I don't know what that is. What about you, Jay? How did you? I know when you started pursuing photography, you started off actually like pursuing vlogging first. Didn't you do vlogging first?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been into videos. When I first started like maybe like in high school.
Yeah.
Like I used to make like fake trailers on
Oh, I remember those. Those were fun.
on Windows Movie Maker. Can
I
you
remember
imagine that?
the Man of Steel one. That's the one I remember.
Oh, the one. Oh, that was
the
a good
parody
one.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we did that like probably 6 years ago.
Long time ago. Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah,
exciting.
like I like making videos. It's always been fun for me. But when I started hanging out with a lot more photographers, I think that's when I like, maybe I should start taking photos. And after that, it was just kind of like the ball just started rolling, you know. And then I knew I've always wanted to do videos as a career, but then I'm kind of just like doing a lot of things now.
Yeah.
Which is like I'm just trying to like pursue a lot of these things, and then whichever is the one that catches the most attention, then that's probably what I'm gonna pursue.
That's dope.
Because I think like it's good to try out a lot of things, you know. Because like you never know. Like I didn't know I would actually enjoy podcasting because I don't really like talking in front of the camera.
Explains the sunglasses.
Yeah.
That's
but,
the,
you know, it
that's
makes
the
it
real reason. It gives the
makes it
allure,
mysterious
mysterious.
for
You
all
know?
the ladies out there. You know, just kidding.
Yeah, we're not talking about love today. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no love talk.
Well, I mean, we could, but it is the love of photography. But let me ask you this then: were you passionate about photography when you first started?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Was it just because you got to see, take photos of ladies and stuff?
No, definitely not. No, the
There's a perk though.
what
I'm just kidding.
the how do I explain it? It's the feeling you get when we can actually like allow someone to feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
No, absolutely.
It's insane how many people I've met that they don't see themselves in the way that society sees them, and being able to present them with an image that's just like different from anything they've seen, it's really fulfilling, and that's one of the reasons why I keep doing what I'm doing.
Dang, that's crazy.
I always keep it in the back of my head that, hey, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this in a way that's never been done and allow you to feel different about yourself, better about yourself. I'm not necessarily all about just snapping a photo. Here you go. You can post it on Instagram and forget about it. Which unfortunately that still happens. I mean
that's
when was the last time
Yeah.
you scrolled down your entire feed and like looked at older photos?
Every now and then, sometimes I'm like, dang.
I mean,
is that me?
if I look at other people's account, sometimes I kind of scroll down.
But not your
yeah.
own. That's the thing. It's
Yes.
tough to.
I mean, sometimes I do, but yeah, not too often.
Yeah, it's rare.
I mean, it's nice to see. For me, photography was just more like an ability to capture a moment in time, and for me, that's what I personally like, capturing those moments, because those moments they'll pass. And I mean, yeah, you will have plenty of other moments in the future, but like moments where you felt like this surge of endearment against for somebody, or you that one moment in time you capture it. And I think that's the most beautiful things about photos is that you're able to go back down memory lane and you're like, oh man, I remember this time and date, like
Yeah.
you know
Like our alleyway meet.
yeah
It's like you never know, man.
Yeah.
You meet this person one time, and then like, I feel like sometimes they're just around for a long time, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
It's people that you least expect that stick around and help you grow.
Yeah, I think that's like my favorite part of like being a photographer is like getting to meet all these new people. Because I think I've met more people in the last 3 years than I have with the last like 27 years.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
can't disagree with that.
Yeah, because like I've met so many people. It's insane like how everybody's so different. Like everybody has got their own story. Like I try to get to know a lot of the models that I work with.
yeah
Yeah, like at least try to like build that like rapport or like whatever.
yeah getting to know like those random strangers, and then becoming something more than that. Wow, it's exhilarating. I mean, I remember that one time I was helping JERiCK behind the scenes. So I'm the behind the scenes videographer, and I was chilling using the GoPro or whatever. But getting to know like the people that like you guys take photos of, it's insane. Like they obviously live a different life, and then I mean let's be honest. Like you always think about your own life and compare it with other people, and then you're thinking, how did this person get to this stage in their life?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And it's like you're just different. Everybody's just different. Like some are like super cool,
Yeah.
some are like okay, and like some are obviously
Yeah.
when you meet so many people, there's like a little bit of everybody in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, that's one thing that JERiCK and I discussed a long time ago was that there's so many photographers in town, and in the back of my head, I'm just like, that's insane. Yeah, I feel like I just picked up photography, and all of a sudden, everyone picked up photography.
Oh yeah,
You think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's one of those things that you start to notice now, though. It's like when when you buy a car,
Yeah.
like you start to notice like that car.
Yeah.
So that might be it too, but like
And
I feel like everybody with cameras are photographers.
yeah, it's how did I explain it? It's like I don't even know. It's just one of those things that you like you said.
It's magic.
Yeah, you notice it as soon as everyone else starts doing it.
Yeah.
I feel it. Well, that's crazy. I mean, you know,
Are you comfortable, man? Like, do you need to raise it up? Or
oh yeah, you can, you know, get comfy.
You get comfy, dude. Like,
I just don't want this to see hiding.
Oh, you don't want to be seen? Oh, you know, for our viewers out there.
I'm meant to be behind the camera.
Oh.
well,
No, you know what?
Today's different.
Yeah, you got to be in
Today's
front of
your-
it. Yeah,
today's your
I'm not gonna
time
lie to you.
shine.
Being in front of a camera is more shocking than being behind the camera. But also being behind the camera, if you don't know what you're doing, it's shocking as well. I'm a new photographer, but for me, when I take photos and I see like the result of what I just taken, I'm like, am I really this good? Or I mean, obviously I'm not that good, but am I like this good? Is it the camera or like I don't know? As I'm journeying through this, you know, as I because I just bought my camera just the other month. As I journey through this, you know, my own story, I'm trying to figure out like how I can translate this in real life. You know, I try to, like I said earlier, I try to capture the moments, and I try to capture those moments with like people I care about. You know, and it's kind of insane for me. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Like, can y'all teach me? Teach me. Help me be a top 25 photographer anywhere.
It's top 22, man.
Honestly, just be passionate about what you do.
Oh,
I think
passion.
it's just all practice, dude. Like, I've taken a lot of like shitty pictures.
Yeah.
That,
Oh, trust me, I've
like,
done that
Yeah, I've
multiple
taken
times.
thousands of shitty pictures before you can even like.
What is it like? Each photo shoots like 600 photos, and you get maybe 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
seriously?
yeah, it's
Oh, is that
20
really
yeah.
like? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on occasion, then when you guys go out to go shooting, you know, these models or whoever, what have you, how is that or is that the actual amount that you guys shoot?
I would say probably at least 300 photos. Dang. Yeah.
300.
And that's like-
photos.
I mean, sometimes like with the burst, like that's a lot more, but like usually at least 200 to 300 photos.
Oh,
And
dang.
then I probably get like, I don't know, like 6 or 8.
out of all those
But
photos.
see,
Yeah.
then again,
But I mean, a lot of those are
I'm
like,
sure you're just as picky as I am.
yeah, I mean, a lot of those are like similar photos, but still like,
No, I can understand.
Yeah.
As I was so I'm going through like my photos, and I will see like a small blur, and I'm like, oh no, that's not the perfect shot. And I'll see like the lighting is like not correct, and I'm like, oh no. Or if it's like if the photo is out in focus, like it's not the perfect shot. I can understand where that's coming from.
yeah, I think a lot of it comes from like experience too. Like, what I notice a lot of things now I didn't notice before, but like little tiny things that like I don't want in the photos, like I start to notice a lot more as like experience, as like the more I shoot.
Interesting.
It's like I think when you're like a new photographer, like I feel like you're less picky with your photos because like everything is like.
Well, everything looks
It's
good
like-
to me, to be
like-
honest.
Like yeah, like I said, like everything is like okay,
Yeah.
but once you start to get a little bit better, like that number starts to go down.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Like I'm very like picky with my photos now. Like
And it's not only the number of photos that you choose from that changes, it's the amount of photos you take. I know for myself personally, I went from taking tons of photos in a photo shoot, and I may be shooting half of what I used to.
yeah, I
Just
shoot-
'cause
I shoot a
you-
lot more, less now too, because
Yeah,
I'm like
it-
picky, I guess.
You just know what you want to shoot, you go get it, and then it's a done deal. I mean,
Yeah.
you got what you wanted, and if the client's happy with it, then perfect.
Yeah, you know, I'm really like surprised too. It's like when I take a photo and like, I think, oh, it's okay, but like for when they look at it, I'm like, dude, that's so cool. I'm like, mean, it's all right. But I guess like because I'm a lot like more picky, I guess,
Yeah.
with like the things that I want in the photo, and like for regular people, it's just like, oh, blurry background is like cool, you know?
The bokeh.
The bokeh.
Oh yeah, I know some terms. I'm picking things up. I'm
I
aspiring.
feel like a lot of people just go for that. Like, oh, I mean, it looks nice. Like, I do love bokeh, but
We all started somewhere.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, tell me about your guys' struggle then. Like my current struggle is learning the exposure triangle. Like trying to figure that out. Like I was my cousin. He's also a photographer. We went out to we were at the Food Truck Fridays the other day, and this sunlight is just blaring. And I have an ND filter, but it's just I wasn't getting the shots I wanted. And then if I were to have changed a certain setting, I feel like my camera was going hella slow because like the it's not really going slow, but like I allowed too much light into that. So I wasn't quite sure what I was
okay.
doing. You know, I was like,
It's probably like the shutter speed.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the shutter speed. Because, geez, it every now and then I would take like really good photo, but like for the fact that the shutter speed was open, I wasn't sure. You know, like what ISO shutter. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about the there's a triangle for exposure, ISO. I'm only saying this so that you know I feel.
You flex it a little.
Yeah,
bit?
I'm a little flexing because I learned this stuff.
We're both
Yeah.
waiting over here. Like, let's see what
Okay,
he's got.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm on a spot. I'm on a
see.
spot. But yeah, shutter speed, ISO, and aperture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The f stops.
Yeah.
A plus.
Hey.
A
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
Alright, you
Did I
passed,
pass?
you
Did I
passed.
pass?
Pass.
Nice. Bless. But yeah, I mean, how'd you guys learn that stuff? What's the deal?
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Trial and
I
error.
fucked up so many times. It's just like
Yeah.
I think the more mistakes you make now,
Yeah.
like the better you're gonna get. As long as you learn from your mistakes, obviously. But yeah, I think it's just all practice, dude. Shoot a lot more often than because if you shoot just like once a month,
Yeah.
like, I don't think that's gonna do you any good. Like I would try to shoot maybe like at least once a week.
That's what I want to do. But for me, it's been really tough because like nobody wants to take photos. It's you know what for you guys, it's funny because you say that everybody becomes a photographer. For me, suddenly everybody's just like, I'm not into taking photos, and I'm like, what? Like you don't want a free
Why don't
photo?
you, like,
I got you.
Start DMing people on Instagram. That's what I did.
Oh damn.
Dude, I DM a lot of people, and then like a lot of them like didn't even reply.
Oh
Yeah, like I used to like sit there just for like an hour. I would probably DM maybe like 20, and then maybe like one or two. And like, oh, cool.
well, how'd you DM them? Would you just like, hey?
I'd be like, hey, baby girl.
No wonder you didn't get no.
His name. What was his name again?
No, I would just like, hey, I like it, or like, cause I mean, obviously, I look at their accounts and like,
Yeah.
see if they're doing stuff, but I just normally just say, hey, I like your style, like, should I collab on a shoot? And then, I mean, obviously, they're gonna look at your Instagram account.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything in there, they're more likely not gonna say anything back, or they're probably gonna say no. But like, as long as you have decent photos on your Instagram account that shows that you're actually like photographer, I guess.
Oh shit! Let's do something real fun real quick then. Let's do something real fun real quick. All right. So on my Instagram, on my art Insta, actually, I posted a couple of photos. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think about these photos. All right.
I don't like critiquing people's work.
It's only a couple photos. I only put like 4. I feel like this is my best one. All right, if y'all out there, no, I won't show this photo. I don't want to put people on the spot. But what about this photo?
Man, I gotta take off my glasses.
Oh, the glasses comes off. Hey.
Well, let's see. What do you want us to tell you?
Well, I mean, like,
what we
critique it.
would
Go
have,
ahead. Yeah,
we would have done differently.
Yeah,
or-
sure. Yeah.
I think I would have moved her farther from the wall or whatever window. Is that a window?
That is a wall.
Wall.
Yeah.
Colored wall. Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Move her away and do more of something that'll show the location.
Oh, okay.
Feature her in it. That way you can get more of an idea of where you're at.
Ah, okay.
Because portraits, yeah, I mean that's a great portrait, but when it comes to doing something different, shoot something like that, and then take a step back and see what else you can
Yeah.
get.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
And
A
I think
different
there's just
perspective.
like
Oh,
there's
okay.
not enough
Depth of field?
separation. Yeah, depth of field between the wall and her.
Oh, is that why
So
you
that's
would
why
move?
the wall is like. I mean, I wouldn't say in focus, but like you can see a lot of detail in the wall.
Did you shoot that on your phone or did you
No,
use a
this
camera?
this is for my
His just-
GH5.
His brand new camera.
My
that he
brand
just bought
spanking
2
new
months
camera.
ago.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with it, but I've been trying to take photos. What about this one? What about that one? That one has a really good depth of field. I'd like to say it's a little blurry. I'm not gonna lie, but this one was shot at a really good. I thought it was pretty nice, the lighting and everything.
Was it that dark outside?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was like sunset almost.
Okay.
I think I would have boosted the shadows a little bit. At least this is just for me, like my taste. Like
Yeah.
everybody has their own style. Yeah, I would have boosted the shadows slightly, and then the sky is a little bit blown out for me.
For you.
I mean, everybody.
So what
has.
would you do in this case? Like,
I mean, let me see. Maybe it's just on my side. Yeah, because you know how the sky like pretty much looks white.
yeah.
Yeah. I would like probably change or like either use like ND filter and like or change your shutter speed to have a little bit more of the sky in there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's just, I mean, it depends. Like, it just depends on your style too. Like, I don't like blown out skies.
Ah, okay.
But
I feel
some
you. I
people
feel you. I
might.
feel
I
you.
mean, it's not like it's one thing is right. It's just like it's preference.
Yeah, it definitely comes down to the type of photo you want to present. Just right off of the bat, I mean, I'd say that photo is one of those photos where it's like, oh, really candid.
I do like the
fun.
candid aspect of it
Yeah.
though. Like the portraits, like it's very good.
Because I think most of the work that JERiCK and I do it's not candid at all.
Yeah, it's very staged.
Yeah, it can be staged. I do try to incorporate a lot of like, hey, just kind of like have fun, do your thing, and I'll capture you doing you. Be natural, and not necessarily pose too much because the natural shots are the best.
Yeah, usually.
I feel like it'd be hard for a model to like act natural. Just like, oh snap, I'm getting this photo
You'd
taken.
be surprised.
Yeah, I'm trying to look pretty here.
And it's not some models you'll tell them to move a certain way or to position themselves, and as they're positioning themselves, that's when I take some photos, and then I'm like, hey, check this out, and they're like, you took that just now? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I like movement too. Like I like to have them like walk towards me and like stuff like that. Like I like to, because I think when you have a movement, like instead of just like posing of like you're pretending to walk, like I would actually have them walk, because like you'll get like a more natural pose, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay, last photo. This one, kind of, staged. Also, I try to get a good depth of field here. What do you guys think about this one? The color, for me, the color is a little like,
It's a little too warm.
so
for me.
yeah, they're too warm. But I mean,
it
the
is-
setting was,
Isn't it like red lights in there?
yeah.
So I guess like, but yeah, it's a little too warm.
yeah, it can definitely be difficult to do photos in a setting like that.
Yeah.
There will be a time when, as a photographer, you'll just know what you can or can't do. But that's all based on experience. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll look back at this photo. It's a great photo, but you'll look back at it and think, because of this, now I do things differently. Now I look at the editing style differently.
Yeah.
What am I looking for? It's you really you have to feel like a director for a second. You have to know what you want to get.
Gotcha. And that, you know what? That translates into life. You gotta, if you want something, you get it.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel it. That's pretty good. That's pretty. Well, thank you for taking a quick minute to look at my photo to
That's why
critique it.
it's good to hang out with like photographers too. Like, I mean, if you want like feedback, you can always ask around. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are like willing to. Okay, I thought I stopped recording.
No, we good.
That
guys.
would
Don't
be
worry.
willing to actually like show you and teach you too.
Mm.
Like if you go to the meetups, like those are fun. Like you'll learn from like each other.
There hasn't been a meetup in a while though.
Yeah, everybody's kind of busy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good time though. It's good, perfect time to.
When are you off, dude? Like,
Let's see.
should do-
My schedule is just all over the place. The days I am off, I'll either just chill at home and edit, because I have a ton of photos, and or I'll just relax because sometimes you need a break from taking
Yeah, yeah.
photos.
Mhm.
It's definitely a passion, but sometimes you definitely need to take a step back and
Yeah, like
see where
sometimes
you're at. And
I've done shoots before where it's like I've shot like 3 days in a row,
Yeah.
and that shit like gets tiring. Like,
yeah, it really, you really start to question your work. You're like, is this really what I got right now? And recently I was in a situation like that where I just had to, kind of just take a step back and see the direction I wanted to go with photography. And then you just, take that one step again towards photography, and you do a photo shoot, and suddenly you're inspired again. And it's really just comes down to the inspiration.
yeah,
It's either the editing that inspires you or the photos that you're capturing. And I feel like those are two different things that when you combine them, it can be a lot of work, but it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. So let me ask you this then. I know JERiCK has gone, rogue and quit his job and didn't doing photography full time, right?
well, not photography, but like just videography and a lot of things in
Yeah.
general. Yeah, so I quit my
So-
job 3 months ago.
So freelancing.
Congrats,
Yeah,
man.
basically freelancing.
That's the way to go.
It's okay for now. I mean, I'm surviving. That's all I can say about that. Surviving. I mean, I feel like that's like if you're like an entrepreneur, like that's just like the first step. Like usually, like the first couple of years is gonna be a struggle until
Until things pull together.
yeah.
So what about you, Alex? Do you have a second job or?
I do. Yeah, I have my main job, and then I do photography on the side.
You work full time?
I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Those 40 hours a week.
Tell me about some struggles, like balancing both those lives.
Oh, I definitely balance a little bit more than that. It can be a lot of sleepless nights sometimes.
Oh.
Because I've got my regular job, then I've got photos. Then it's not only just taking the photos, but it's editing. And then I'm actually part of a dance team in Reno.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
This guy dances, dude.
Oh, wait. Do you do bachata?
I do.
Oh,
Well, this guy's really good,
Look, let me
actually.
put it to you this way. I do bachata, but it's not my favorite. I like salsa.
oh, salsa.
Yeah,
I feel you. Do you know
salsa.
David Ramirez?
Yes.
Oh, he's my big. Oh, sorry. I'm in a fraternity. I was in a fraternity. Well, I'm still in the fraternity, but like that guy, smooth on the dance floor. I really aspired to go. Actually, I was actually thinking about like going out there and joining the team. Not joining the team, obviously, but like learning. It's been a long time, but I really wanted to. No, anyways, besides the point. Sorry, I got sidetracked. That's cool though. That's cool. So you got these three things happening in your life, and that's crazy. How do you balance all that?
It's tough because it's not only those three things. I've got
You
a
got personal life.
personal life too.
So you're balancing 4 things.
Yeah, it's a lot to have on a plate, but at the end of the day, when you've accomplished so much and you can actually just sit back and relax, it's really humbling, and it's just it's fulfilling as well. Because little by little you're improving in all these different aspects in life, and hopefully someday we'll all be where we want to be.
Oh,
Exactly.
that's one can only hope. Life is so spontaneous. You never know where it's gonna take you, and you just gotta.
That's why I feel like that's why practicing your craft is so important, because like you'll never know when the opportunity comes.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for it.
And it's awesome when all those aspects of life come together. Like photography and dance, those two things can go together so well.
Oh, so well.
It's-
Videography even.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's crazy. I only thought, oh, okay, so you have a job and you go and take photos. I didn't realize that you also had like it's also your passion?
Yeah, you could say so. I get off work, I'll go straight to practice till like maybe almost midnight, and then I'll go home and edit a few pictures here and there, and then I'll go to sleep.
So what time do you normally go to bed?
I'd say about 2 or 3 in the morning,
Oh,
Damn,
dang.
rough life. What time do you wake up?
9 or 10.
Okay,
It's
so
not too
get
bad, but
you
I
still get like 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
So that's good.
if that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I only get like 5, if any, So that's crazy. That's actually that's some honest work right there. Very surprising too. Like balancing all of that. And do you ever just feel like tired at points? Like Like,
Oh yeah, I feel like I want to go to sleep all the time, but then I'm like, if I could be sleeping right now, I could be shooting. That's my mentality.
oh,
Yeah.
that's a good mentality to have. You know what? I mean, like, if
It's-
you're out there and you're not grinding, like,
But I mean, the way think about it is just like I like it so much that I don't even mind not like sleeping or losing some sleep. You know, like when I'm editing at night, like it would take me like 4 hours to edit a video, and then like I feel like I have the energy because I like it so much
Yeah.
that I'm like,
Yeah, because it's a
Yeah.
different grind. It's a different feeling when you're out doing your regular job,
yeah,
and then you're at home investing your time into something that's just that you see through a phone. You know, it's different.
yeah, because like recording this podcast, we record for an hour. Like setting this up, like it would take me an hour. Like, it took me an hour just to figure out how to like light this thing up.
yeah.
And it's the little things. You know, it's people will say, "Oh, that podcast looks really awesome." Like,
Yeah.
that's JERiCK, and that's his thing. But they don't realize the amount of work that it takes. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's a lot, and the investment too. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
these mics weren't cheap. You know, It's-
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Yeah, we're not sponsored though. So if
So,
y'all looking to sponsor somebody, sponsor
Blue
us.
microphone.
Blue, you know?
It would be so awesome to get a sponsor, but
Yeah.
that's down the road. I'm not too worried about that.
No, I, in all honesty, like, podcasting is such a different feel. It's therapeutic for me in a sense where and it's really fun because I get to meet, just like you guys, I get to meet more people, new people I don't really interact with. And I'm gonna be honest with you, as somebody who, I'm a lot of an introvert sometimes. I really don't go out of my way to meet people or say hello. But like these days, I find myself like, just because I love talking, but just because I've done podcasting, I feel like it's strengthened like a more different aspect of my life. Do you guys feel that way when you guys like do photography? Do you guys ever just feel like, oh,
yeah.
snap?
Like I think I'm better at talking to people now that since I've done photography, because like I meet all these people. Like obviously I have to talk to them, so like I'm kind of used to.
he's just gonna show up to a photo shoot and not say a single
Yeah,
word.
exactly.
The
And I
silent
think-
photographer.
And like to be honest, I think that's like why a lot of the models like to work with me, because
Yeah.
like I'm fun, like because I actually talk to them and not just like, hey, we're gonna go here and just shoot and like not talk.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Oh,
kinda,
yeah. And that's a common thing that comes up too.
Really?
Because I like to, build a friendship, not only just, have that person be a client or just someone
Yeah.
that's a subject.
Yeah.
It's you definitely want to build that friendship, be on a good standing with the community and just do things right, because there's so many folks out there that are just
Yeah.
interesting, and it's just I don't know, it can really put a dent in the way photographers are looked at sometimes.
Yeah, because like, I mean, Reno is a very small community, so I think it's just like the Reno models photographers group is just like a one big circle, and everybody kind of just knows everybody, So like you want to have a good relationship with everybody, because you don't want to like
A
have
good
that
repertoire.
I will have to admit,
reputation.
I don't really communicate with anyone in town. I kind of just do my own thing. I mean, JERiCK's one of the few folks I really do stay connected with.
Yeah.
And Francis, he's another cool guy.
Oh, if you're
Another-
watching,
Yeah.
Francis,
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in.
He's doing big things in NYC now.
Yeah.
Hey.
See, that's the thing, that guy's been grinding for so long, and he's now he's
Francis is one of those guys too that was just like, because I asked him a few years ago, he was like, "No, I don't really want to be a photographer."
Yeah, and look,
like,
he's in
because he
New
was
York
just like,
now.
"Oh, this is just fun for me. Like, it's not. I don't see it as a career." But now, like, he's doing his thing. So,
yeah, working for what is it, H&M and maybe another
yeah.
company.
I don't,
Oh, yeah,
I don't
he's
know
doing
what
well out
company
there.
he's working for now, but yeah, he's in New York doing his big things.
Breaking things, getting things, put together,
Yeah.
using photography as a means to get out there. That's awesome. That's very inspiring, actually. Let me ask you this, because for me, like, I guess I'm not quite sure if it's just because like I haven't really gone out there and like shot anything, but like, how do you guys find the passion? How do you find the energy, or do you just tell yourself, all right, I need to do this, or
What,
do you
the
just,
motivation?
yeah,
I mean, I like it, so like, I think that's just the motivation you need. I mean, you go to the gym because you like it,
Oh yeah, my back hurts because I did back day the other
Yeah,
day.
exactly. Like
You.
you, I think you continuously go to the gym because like you're so like you enjoy it, and I think it's the same for us is because like we enjoy the process so much that it's like it doesn't even feel like you have to drag your feet to
It's all about the journey.
yeah, exactly.
Life lesson. It is the journey.
Because like I'm not doing it for the fame, I'm not doing it for the money. Because like obviously I'm not famous and I'm not rich, so
I don't know. Top
not
25.
yet, not yet. At
That's
least,
pretty dope. You know. I mean,
like, but seriously, it's just like I think you've gotta find something that you actually really enjoy, and I think I'm lucky enough to that I actually found the things that I enjoy, and I'm doing it.
True. Well, I mean, I guess I'm coming at it from a different perspective, mainly because I would most likely do film first.
Because I think
and
you're
then
just
photography
testing
after.
things out right now.
Yeah, I absolutely am.
Which
Well, I mean,
think you
trying
never
to
know.
learn
Maybe
things.
you're just like you start taking more photos, and you're like, man, I think I like this a lot more. Maybe I'll just take video less and then more photos. But I don't know.
Oh, well, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, if y'all want free photos, let me know. My name is at JERiCK. Shameless plug. Instagram.
There you go. Models, DM him on Instagram, or you DM him.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not even looking for models. Actually, I saw this cool video that one of these videographers put on YouTube. It's like this. They're doing B-roll, and it was just like some guy creating like a drink, a mixed drink, and I was like, wow, like it took the time and effort that they took probably like maybe an hour or so, and then editing probably took an extra 4
I mean,
hours.
you could
or
always
whatever.
hit up some coffee shops too. Like, I think a lot of them are pretty cool of just like you taking videos in there.
Oh yeah, that's the level of, that's what I aspire to be. But I mean, I'm also just trying to figure out like, do you do any videography, or is it just pure?
You know, I've done maybe 3-4 videos in the last 3 years. But I really did dive deep into it for a second, just because I was.
I remember you had an Osmo for a while.
Yeah, I still have a drone.
Oh, you do?
And yeah, I don't know. It depends on what you wanna show the world. Because the videos that I do are definitely different from what he does, and I like to do something more cinematic, something that looks visually appealing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily something that's a BTS. Even though BTS is awesome. I love the way the transitions work, the way the tone looks. By the way, if you want some good BTS tutorials, Peter McKinnon.
Oh, I love Peter McKinnon.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's.
Yeah.
I
like
watch Peter
that
McKinnon
guy-
all the time.
Yeah, the moment I subscribed to his page and he started talking about like the cameras, the gear, the traveling, it's just another thing to look forward to. You know?
Yeah, he's actually the one that inspired me to be a filmographer or a videographer. It's just because like the way he, portrays just that lifestyle is amazing. And then JERiCK showed me Sam Colder one day, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
Sam's insane. Yeah.
next
Man,
level
that
stuff
guy-
right there.
That's next level drone operator right there.
Yeah,
He-
drone operator, the editing,
he's crazy.
and that's the dream job.
And just the things that he does, like he backflips like 100 feet off like bridges. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I follow him. I follow both of them on all YouTube and Instagram. I mean, if I could follow him on Facebook, I probably would. But
You know why he's doing that now? It's
Why?
because like I think his like little brother like passed away a few years ago, and then I think he just like kind of woke him up like, hey, like
no, I think it's his big brother.
I think I don't know. Either way, but it was
Yeah,
his brother.
he did a very inspiring video.
Tribute. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
amazing. It went from real life film to animation,
That's
and
crazy. Yeah, I saw that video.
ooh, it was us. Hey, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna watch this, but Sam, shout out to you, bro. It was good.
It's good work.
I
man.
aspire to be like you. And then I also saw this. I saw this little film. It was on IGTV where this guy was proposing to this woman, and he just, the way he created it, the way he made me feel in that moment, and just inspired me. I was like, dang, I want this. In 5 years, this is what I'm gonna have. Like that's what the level of excitement that film does for me. It's like, wow, like. The amount of emotion you can pull out of somebody just by showing them a small clip. Like, that's the reason why I want to be a photographer.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, wow.
And one thing that I picked up when I dove into videography was you start nitpicking all the little things that even in movies they do. You're like, oh, that camera angle is interesting. That might be cool to try sometime.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like it's hard for me to enjoy like movies, especially when it's like shot so well, because I'm just like analyzing it instead of just like watching the movie.
I'm the same way. It's the little things that matter. The way the camera zooms in when someone's talking to make things look
And like
more,
I've learned a lot about
intense.
like lighting too. It's crazy how like movies are. That's why they look so good because of the lighting.
Oh yeah.
Like, like sometimes like a scene, like there's probably like 5 different lights, and you would think, oh, it's just like one main light, but like there's like,
No, there's so many.
like background light,
Yeah.
like just little lights like here and there, like it's crazy.
Well, lighting also like sets the tone for the emotion of the scene.
The same for like photography too. It's all about lighting. Yeah.
Well, I mean, photography is literally the bending of light.
Yeah,
You're
basically.
you're a light bender.
I think the moment you dive into any sorts of photography or filmography, you're kind of in between both for a second.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand that triangle of exposure and the way the shutter speed works and the way the lighting works and the depth and the emotion you want to capture. Because the emotion can be captured in photos,
Yeah.
not only in video. And it's
they just have different rules. Like videos have different like there's certain rules that you're not supposed to like, you know.
Oh, I never followed the rules though.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I'm a rule
I mean,
breaker.
no, that's the thing. It's like you gotta know the rules, and like when you know the rules, you'll know when to break it. You know.
Oh, okay.
Or
So you gotta
bend
learn the
it,
rules
you know,
first, then
yeah.
break them.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel it.
Because you can't. Because I think if you're just breaking the rules, then you're just like being a fool, basically.
Ah, dang,
But,
dang.
like
Oh,
if you
I'm
don't,
always a fool though.
if you don't know it, like I think it's just like, yeah, basically it's like, as long as you know like what's right, like,
Yeah.
I think like you'll figure out like, oh, I can break this, so like because like this is my style, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's the thing too. There are these rules that photographers go off of, but at the end of the day, it's really just whatever you want to make it.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, it's your style. It's what grows inside of you. You're gonna want to go out there and show the world what you have, not necessarily do what others are doing.
Dang, that's
and-
wow, powerful. Whew,
The
chills, bro.
one of the things too is JERiCK travels. I don't know how often he travels, but I travel, and that's to go look for new places to shoot, new people to meet, and just be inspired all the time. You don't have to ask me twice to go somewhere. I'm gonna go do it.
Hey, oh, you wanna go Cancun? You wanna go Hawaii? All right, sign me up. I'm in.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, let's answer some of these questions because they asked a few people.
Oh yeah. Let's
Few people
go.
have questions. Should I say people's names?
Mm,
No, I think we'll just go.
Y'all know who you are.
Yeah, like if you're watching this, hopefully you guys are still on it. So what are your pet peeves? This is just one of the questions. I mean, she had like 3 questions, but we'll go with that first.
Who's all answering, me or you?
I guess we both can answer it.
You want to go first?
Pet peeves.
Oh, is that for all of us, or is that just like photography?
I mean,
so I can tell you my pet peeve.
I mean, if you can relate to it in like photography, I guess, then
Oh.
you can chime in.
Oh, well, I'm all about reality and life.
Okay.
You know.
We'll get back to you in 2 years.
Okay. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in a year. This is my experience as a filmographer. This is what happened. I've seen these places. Catch me.
My pet peeves are.
Pet peeves. I think.
Well, let me ask these questions then,
Oh,
so that
okay,
way,
okay.
I feel like I'll be a part of this scenario here.
Yeah, those are the first 3 questions. It's like the same girl that asked it. Pet peeves are probably. I would say. I think when they flake, that's a big pet peeve for me. Like that's just the top. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things, but top for me is like when they flake and don't show up.
Mm.
I definitely have to agree with that. It's time consuming because
Yeah.
you try to look for someone to work with the day before or a week before.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You have it all set in stone, and then the day of it doesn't happen.
Or like
And
they
so-
cancel on you like the last minute. It's just like, really? Like I set a time for you. Like I think like the biggest pet peeve for me is like when people don't value time, you know?
Oh, time is like one of those things you'll never get back.
Yeah,
And
like
if you're
they,
gonna
they just
give
cancel.
time-
They cancel or they don't say anything and they just don't show up. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, dude, like what?
All right, if y'all listen out there, don't waste nobody's time.
Whoop.
Yeah.
It's
When
very
was the
valuable.
last time someone flaked on you?
Maybe a couple months ago.
Months ago?
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Is it just as often as when we first started, or is it less?
No, it's less. Definitely less.
Yeah,
because I think I'm picky with who I work with, because like the people that I try to work with is like I know they have a little bit of like I guess professionalism or if
Yeah,
that's the
because
word.
I'm sure some of these people have experienced it from the other side of
Yeah,
of
because
it.
I'm pretty sure it's not just the models that flake. There's other photographers that flake too.
Well, I feel like as somebody coming from the other side, seeing the other perspective, I'd feel like, oh, this photographer wants to take a photo of my body. Am I really comfortable? And then that's probably like what's happening. Like,
Maybe. I
I
mean,
mean,
like,
we don't know what they're
yeah.
thinking, but
yeah, we don't know, but like still,
Yeah.
it's still time.
And that's
Yeah.
where the doing your research comes into play. You know the style that JERiCK has. You know the style that I have.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be aware of like the types of photos that we might be able to do, and that's the discussion that you should both have. Photographer and model.
Yeah.
You want to see what the line is, and then just don't cross it.
so then you would have to say communication is key.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, see, it's not just in love, guys. It's in everything.
Communication is key for everything, not just love.
Yo,
Yeah.
communicate. Remember that. All right. Well, let me ask you this real quick before I move on to this next question. I know that as me who is starting, I just really want people to tag. If I provide them a photo, just to tag me.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a pet peeve of your guys's? I mean, it's not a pet peeve of mine, but like
For
it'd be
some
nice.
people, I know people get mad off that. Like for me, I mean, obviously, I would prefer they would tag me,
Yeah.
but I don't really get too butthurt on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just whatever.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's your art. It's your art just
Yeah,
going out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So
I mean,
that's what I'm just trying to figure out. Like,
I feel like for me, like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's fine, but like, as long as people don't steal my photos and claim it for themselves, like that's probably like worse than not tagging me. You know.
I feel that. What about you?
I mean, but you watermark your thing.
I
so it's like-
watermark my
Oh,
photos.
Yeah,
okay. So it doesn't matter.
It's
Yeah.
one of the things, but I will have to say that when it's cropped and it's not supposed to be cropped,
Oh yeah.
or
yeah.
when they put filters
When-
on the images,
Oh.
that those are a few things that can kind of like poke at you, because you sit there
Yeah, it
for
does
like maybe
bother me when
15
people
20
do that.
minutes editing a photo, and you're like, yes, I got it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you present it, they're like, oh, this is great, and then
They change it.
they change it. You're like,
Oh, dang.
man. But at the end of the day, you worked with that person. It is their photo essentially. They're part of it. Because I'm gonna present on my page the way the photos are meant to be seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If the model wants to do the same thing, then perfect. But if they do feel it, to want to change it, then I mean they can. And it's cool when some people are like, hey, can I put this in black and white? And sometimes I'm even like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me do that for you.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if they asked rather than like them doing it themselves.
Yeah, because it's something as simple as changing it to black and white, or changing the color scheme on it. It can damage the photo. I
Yeah.
mean, most people don't really see the
Yeah,
the
because
damage
black and
on the
white is
quality.
different too. Because like it's not just like you just put the filter and it's black and white. Like you gotta change the contrast and just like it's another different like editing process. It's just not like, oh, this is color. I'm gonna put a filter, black and white, and it's done. It's not like that.
Dang, I want to ask these other questions, but let me ask you this then.
All right,
Do you,
let's-
hold on. Before we go to the next one. I'm sorry, I got questions, man. So, would you say that like Instagram killed the game by adding all these filters?
I don't think so.
No.
No? Okay. Well, that's just my question. All right,
I
I'll
mean,
move on to the next
it's
question.
always been there.
Yeah.
And like Instagram is free. Like we're using free service. And
Yeah.
like I try not to complain about the algorithm or like, yeah, it sucks now, but like it is what it is. It's just like, it's free platform for you to,
Express
showcase your
yourself,
work.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay, I feel. All right, then. Moving on to this next question for whoever asked this. What do you want to achieve with photography?
I mean, it would be kind of nice to make it as a career, but right now I'm not really thinking about that because I'm kind of doing a lot of things at the same time. So like, I feel like if somebody hires me, for like a really good like project for photography, then I'll probably take it. But like for now, I'm just kind of like I'm just doing it on the side, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Oh, how about you?
I definitely want a career out of it. Especially if it involves a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Because with the traveling I've been doing, I'm just itching for the next trip. I come back, and the day after, I'm just like, okay, what's my next trip? What am I going to do? Who am I going to go meet up with? And it's, I don't know. I feel like we're all meant for so much more than what we're doing. And
Agreed.
you have to keep grinding. And
Yeah.
I mean, you tell me to spend $300 towards my credit card. I don't know.
Yeah.
$300 towards a flight to Canada, I'll just drop that.
Yeah, I think like
it's just one of those things where you just don't think twice about the journey and the end game. I mean,
because I think that's how I feel about like my equipments too. Like when it comes to like photography, videos, even with a podcast, like I have no problem spending money on it. But when you ask me like, oh, let's go to like I don't know, like I have a $50 steak, I'm just like, can we just go on a $10 prime rib instead? Like I can spend $10.
It tastes just as good, $10.
But I don't mind like spending thousands of dollars on like my equipment. But like when it comes to like other things, I'm just like, man, we gotta pay $5 for the coffee. Shoot.
And when you do all this work and spend the amount of money we've spent on the equipment, not that the equipment's the only important part, but the traveling and just how much of all of you've invested in it.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that type of response that we've gotten. Like that whole top 22 thing.
Oh yeah,
Reno.
that was really cool for me
Like
too.
yeah,
Just,
like it's.
I didn't really expect that.
It was definitely unexpected, and when you finally get that type of acknowledgement that you really want from someone, it feels so good.
Yeah.
It really does.
That's pretty dope. That's actually awesome. Very inspiring. If y'all are listening out there and y'all feel inspired, drop a comment, hit a like, let us know. Let us know if you're feeling like becoming a photographer or filmographer after this. Like, wow, how crazy. I mean,
hopefully people are still tuning in that
Yeah.
are not interested in photography, but some people are interested.
well, I mean, a lot of
in
this stuff
us.
can translate,
Yeah.
Hey,
Start saving.
thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. All right, next question. Who is your inspiration?
in photography.
It just says, who's your inspiration? I mean, I can answer this one. Mine would be like Sam Calder and Peter McKinnon for sure.
Okay. I mean, Peter McKinnon's cool. I think when I first started, Casey Neistat was definitely that guy for me. Because I think that's why I started vlogging, because of him.
He actually introduced me to that.
Casey Neistat?
Yeah.
Casey Neistat's cool, man. Yeah,
I
who's
feel
yours?
A photographer from LA. Her name's Lady Baguette. That's her
Lady
Instagram.
Baguette?
Yeah. Her real name's Claire. She's a dope photographer.
Nice.
I took a trip down to LA and did a workshop with her, and ever since I don't know, it's been different. The way I look at photography and the way you have to be with the people you work with.
She showed you all of that stuff.
She gave me a glimpse of what that can be like, and I just built off of that, and ever since it's insane.
I think this too. We already answered the first one.
Should he be asking the questions?
Yeah, I'd love that. You know what? I mean, I can answer some of these questions too. You know what I'm saying? What's some advice you'd give to Reno models and photographers? That's a really good question. Thank you for
We
answering
gave
our
you
question.
advice earlier. Practice, shoot as much as you can. I mean, that's like a very simple advice, but
Give it some more. I mean,
mean, like,
if it like really came down to it, what's some good advice you'd give this community?
I think. I mean, here you can start, and then I'll.
You'll add on.
I'll
Okay.
expand. I'll expand.
With the experiences I've had in other cities,
Yeah.
I feel like giving value to the workout here is really important, and I feel like the value that we currently put our photographers, the photography, the models isn't there. Everyone expects free shoots or no credit in photos. It's just
that's a big
in other cities, photography it's an art form. It's insane how different it can be here to the way it is in LA. Obviously, LA is a bigger city, but when it comes to giving the respect to the photography, I feel like there's so much more in other cities than there is here, and try to really stretch the box that Reno's in. Reno's such a small city, and it can be so much more. And don't get stagnant with what you're doing. Always try
You
to
think people are
improve.
just taking it for granted?
Not necessarily, but I feel like people are really comfortable with what they're doing.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, Reno's like a very like chill place, you know. So I think that's why like you don't really see a lot of like people hustling. I mean, obviously there's a lot, but
There's a behind the scenes stuff
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on, but
it's
you
just
don't
like
really see it. It's,
yeah,
you know.
because I think for like when you go to LA or New York, like everybody's trying to like when you think about places that
You
you
push
want
the
to
limit.
hustle, you know, it's like I feel like LA, basically the big city. Like Reno is just like a more like chill. I mean, it's getting bigger.
I'd say, yeah, definitely just try something different. You know,
Yeah.
If you're a flash photographer, maybe do something that's not flash photography. If you do pictures, do video. I don't know. Just explore. You know, you don't know what you're gonna
Yeah.
be capable of.
So basically go outside of the box. Open that box up and step out of it, guys.
I think for me, I'm still gonna stick with practice. No, because I think that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like people think it's easy, you know, like oh, I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna do like 5 shoots and like that's good enough experience. Like I feel like you gotta do so much more than that because like you can't just go to the gym like once a month and you expect to be like, you know.
Oh, all the gains?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, no,
Like,
absolutely.
It's the same way.
Gains
It's
take
just like
for days.
you gotta do it over and over to actually be better, you know? Because like the more you do it, the more you see that it's like maybe I wasn't as good as I was, you know? And I feel like I've shot so many times, like I'm not even where I want to be either. Like, I mean, people say, "Oh, like yeah, your work's good," but like for me, it's just like it was good for what it was, but
Yeah.
like I want to be better than that.
So then, for those who don't have access to models or the resources that you guys have,
Everybody has access to models.
you just
if you got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got access.
oh well, I mean, okay, for whatever odd reason they don't have Facebook or Instagram to like DM these ladies or fellas, what would you give to them as advice? Would you like
give to who? The photographers?
the photographers?
I mean, if
Looking
you just
for
want to
people?
shoot,
yeah,
if you just
no,
wanna
no,
shoot,
I mean necessarily looking for people, but somebody who wants to practice but doesn't have the ability or the time or like doesn't have just the option to have these models.
not. I mean, like I said, it's like you have to get out of your comfort zone. Like if you're not comfortable of asking somebody to like do a shoot, then maybe you should just like push yourself further and be like, because I mean, a lot of them are probably gonna say no. To be honest, it's just like you're probably gonna hit up 20 people and then maybe 2 people will say yes.
And that's
Yeah.
normal. I mean, everyone has
Yeah.
a life. You know, everyone's
Exactly.
going to be busy. I would say the most important thing is be honest about what you're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
like
if you're a beginner photographer, hey, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm starting off. I want to practice. Let's shoot. Help me
oh yeah,
out,
that's
you
one
know?
thing you should be straight up to. Is just like if you just started, if you just got your camera like last month, then you should be honest. Like, hey, I'm still learning. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I tell everybody,
yeah.
it's like,
'Cause,
yo,
like,
hey,
if you're gonna be like going in there like, oh, I'm a photographer, and you don't have any experience, they'll know. Like, especially if you don't have any work that shows it.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now we know. Hey, I need models. Hit me up.
There you go. There you go. You shoot your shot.
Shameless plug.
I guess the third one.
This next question is, do you guys ever feel stuck, like your content isn't what you wanted?
Yeah. I mean,
all the time.
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask how often.
'Cause I
but
mean-
all the time. Well, geez.
I think like that's the thing. Like for me, it's always my photos in my mind is always just like it's good enough.
Yeah.
I never think that it's like the best photo I've ever taken because like I know next month or next year, like my photo's gonna be like better. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like if you say I've made it, this is like the best photo and never again, like that means you're saying that you're not gonna be better than that.
Ah.
That's why like I always my level is just like good enough to like show to the world, I guess.
Yeah, when you've shot for so long, you want to treat yourself like a beginner. There's always room
exactly.
for improvement. You know, there's so much to learn, not only on the camera, but with the way to be with people, the way to communicate, the way to really show. I don't know the way you want the model to pose, the way you
Yeah.
want your photos to look, the direction you want to take those photos.
Mm-mm.
Recently, I've been, for instance, situation. So I've been submitting to some magazines.
Yeah.
And in my photo shoots now, I'm like, do you want to try to get submitted? Should we try for this? And if they say yeah, then perfect. Then I'll take a few photos here and there that I'll use for that.
Yeah.
And then regular
Yeah, I
photo
think
shoot.
There might be other questions.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
So it just
it's a lifestyle.
yeah
You know?
it's
You really gotta grind out and make sure that whatever you pushing out there is the best that it possibly can be. You know.
yeah, and you just want to be better than what you were doing
Yeah, yeah.
yesterday. You know,
It was just
Oh,
funny
yeah,
because
absolutely.
like somebody pointed it out to me the other day. They was like, "You like to downplay your accomplishments," and then I was like, "I kind of do, huh?" 'Cause I mean, like she said it in like a nice way because she was like, "I was like, yeah, because you're humble," but like in my mind too, I was just like, because I don't really like talking about myself in that way. Like I don't hype up myself.
yeah, just let
Hey,
your
you got
work
other
speak
people
for
hype you up.
itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll hype you up. I got
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Let's
Like
go.
I would rather prefer people to hype me up and like rather than me hyping myself
Oh.
up. And it's in one way too. It's just like it's because I know I can be better. That's
Yeah.
why I'm never like satisfied of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like even though I've done a lot of things that might be like mini success for a lot of people, but yeah, I'm still like not satisfied.
Dang, crazy,
But
crazy,
not
crazy.
in putting myself down in a way, but just like I want more.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean-
and those are personal goals,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's something you just keep to yourself in the back of your head, and
Mhm.
the moment you start reaching those goals, you just set another one, and
Oh.
little by little you'll
Yeah, like having like milestones is
Mhm.
pretty good because at least like you're always like if you achieve something like it's like oh like I can celebrate a little bit and not just like stress out because like you haven't made it to where you want to be, you know.
Yeah, true.
So like celebrate your
Accomplishments.
yeah,
Your
celebrate
milestones.
milestones.
And don't ever give up, guys. Like if you're out there doing things, and it's not just in photography, obviously. I mean, like if you're out there, you wanna keep grinding.
All right. Well, one of the questions is just like, I mean, do you use GH5 for photography? I mean, I do.
I do too.
I mean, what do you use, Brando?
Canon gang for sure.
And
Oh,
then what is
Canon.
it? Because
You're in the wrong hood.
No, because I remember you had what did you have like T6i before?
Yeah, I had a T5.
T5.
Just a T5.
No, 'cause-
Oh, dang.
yeah, I think I remember this conversation because I talked to you about it and be like, because like I remember you were still using kit lens back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And then I told you like, dude, you gotta invest on the lenses, and you're like, no, I think I'm okay with like where I'm at, and then like I remember like maybe I don't know, like maybe like a year, like man, this guy was like buying the L lenses now.
Yeah, it's nuts how much everything changed. But that's the thing, you have to be comfortable where you're at, but
Yeah.
still, understand that there's so much more to achieve.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, trying to do the best work you can with what you've got. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily all about the gear.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's
the gear does help. I mean, like I'm not gonna lie. I mean, but I did start somewhere. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have all the gears that I have now. Like,
Well, I mean-
had to.
I also a lot of people they are actually I was watching this YouTuber and he's like, look, your most powerful tool that you have is in your pocket.
Yeah.
And it's your
Yeah.
iPhone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Or
like
your-
they have
well,
that
I don't know,
saying.
my
It's
iPhone
like the
use,
best camera is the one you have with you.
Yeah.
And it's like it's true. Like if you have the most expensive camera, if it's at home, then like you gotta take your
Yeah, and
with your phone.
It's not only like a great tool for photography, but
yeah.
just in general, if you're like trying to run a business, you could do it all through that phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Yeah, Exactly. You have
Shoot.
Instagram, Facebook. You can even take photos, videos. You can even edit stuff in there too.
And people complain about how expensive phones are.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey,
It's
you got a
basically
powerful
computer
tool.
in your- it's a computer in your hand, man. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
It's the future.
fine. But yeah, I mean, it is expensive, but it is what it is. It does so much more than calling people, you know.
How big has your selection of lenses and or gear how big has it grown since when you first?
Yeah, I don't even know this. What is it?
Oh, it's actually gotten smaller.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh dang. Okay, why?
All right. Let's. Do you want to talk about your gear?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, we
when
can
it-
just like go through it quick, and then I'll probably talk about mine, and then Christian can talk.
I
about
used to
his.
think having the most amount of lenses was the coolest thing, but then I just got rid of them, and
Yeah.
now I only use like 1 or 2.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
So, what camera body are you using right now?
Canon 6D Mark II.
Oh, I thought you had a 5D Mark IV.
I did, but
Oh,
I got
okay.
rid of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why do you use that? What's the what are the pros of using
It's
that?
a full frame.
It's a full frame camera with a swivel screen on it,
Yeah.
and it's the first Canon camera that has that feature on it, which is great for like taking photos really low or really high, and
yeah, like the flippy screen is so
yeah,
useful.
it's convenient. And the 5D didn't have that. 5D obviously is a better camera, but
Yeah.
it's not just the equipment that makes it good work. You know.
What
So,
lenses do you have on it?
Well, before you move on to that, for the viewers who don't know what the cameras are,
Okay,
what is a full
we're
frame? You know? Let them know.
we're
I know
getting
you're
really
gearing
technical
up.
here.
I think it's just a little too technical, but
Oh man. So you have a sensor on the camera.
Yeah.
it's a
And
bigger sensor, basically.
In
Oh,
cheaper
okay.
cameras, you have a smaller sensor.
Yeah.
And more expensive cameras, it's a larger sensor, which is better for low light, and it's better for making things look have that better depth of field.
Depth of field bokeh.
And that's essentially it. It's not too much of a difference, but it's
Yeah.
definitely
I
noticeable.
mean, like those are the main difference, like the low light and the depth of field, basically, and everything else is pretty similar.
Dang. I mean, y'all heard that. Full frame, depth of field. You can rewatch. I'm not gonna
Team Canon,
Team Canon over here. Okay, okay.
All right,
which
lenses.
is the best for skin tones.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna
know.
deny that, but yeah. All right. Lenses.
Lenses 70 to 200,
Okay.
24 to 70.
No
Oh.
prime lenses.
No prime lenses.
Interesting. I mean, the 7200 is like very. I had one before, but I just sold it. I like it because of the compression. You know.
Yeah, the compression's really
Yeah.
buttery.
I'm pretending that I'm gonna know what you guys mean by
It's
compression.
not and like.
Yeah, butter, delicious,
Yeah, and
smooth.
right now I'm
yeah.
using. I'm using GH5. I have 3 lenses. I have. I mean, it's hard for me. I mean, I guess I can say the full frame equivalent, just so it's easier for everybody. I have an ultra wide, which is 14 to 28 mil, which is that one.
The one y'all
we're
looking through the
using-
lens.
Yeah.
You know?
And I also have a 35 mil, and then a 90 mil, 1.2.
Do you have a lens that you use the most?
Probably the 90 mil for portraits. Yeah,
Is it a prime?
prime. Yeah, 90 mil, 1.2.
Damn.
Oh, that's great for low light. That 1.2.
But like the GH5 is not.
1.2.
Yeah,
He's talking about f-stops, y'all.
yeah. GH5 is not great for low light, but you know, I mean, it gets the job done. Because I mean, GH5 is the best for video. I'm already claiming it here for
think
all you
Sony
Sony users out there.
No Sony's in this room.
Yeah.
Just GH5, Panasonic,
GH5,
and Canon.
Panasonic. is-
There goes that sponsor.
Oh, sorry,
But
sorry.
I
No,
mean-
we're just kidding. We're just
but-
kidding.
Take it back.
Sony or Canon, if you want to send us cameras to use for our podcast, like,
Yeah,
it's
you know,
totally cool too.
we'll totally try it out. We'll let you know if it's good.
But yeah, I mean, GH5 is best for me for sure.
I mean, from my use of, for however long I've had it, the GH5 has been really crispy. Like the photos I've taken, the videos I've actually shot, they are so crispy. Like
Would you say it's like a powerhouse of a camera, like good for video and photo?
It's definitely way better for video. Photos, you'll survive.
Okay.
I mean,
It's enough.
That's what I've been using for the past couple of years. And
Yeah.
my
So what makes
photo-
it better than Sony's video cameras?
I think a lot of the bit rate is like higher. Can do 10-bit, 4K.
Didn't Sony just come out with a new camera though to compete with that?
I don't know. I don't really look to Sony.
Oh,
But
Sony.
like the thing with
We're not
Sony
sponsored yet.
is
but-
like the ergonomics is it's terrible.
Gotcha.
It's like the body's so small and the lenses are like huge. I've used Francis's camera and like, dude, I don't like this at all.
Yeah, the
It's
bodies
like-
are really
yeah.
small. The body could fit in like your pocket.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like-
really? Dang.
It's like there's no balance to it. It's like very front heavy, especially if you have like big lenses. And like
You have strong forearms for that then, huh?
the colors for Sony is I don't like it. It's very it's different. Canon has the best colors,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Fuji is pretty good too. But yeah, I don't wanna have a camera war.
That's for another video.
Yeah, that's for another video. Maybe we should have more photographers in here and just, like, battle it
From
out.
different perspectives.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
iPhone camera versus a camera.
Oh,
DSLR camera.
Oh,
we
you know,
should do a challenge like that. I've always
be
wanted to
fun.
do that challenge. If people can tell the difference.
yeah. If you guys want to join in on that, hit us up. Yeah.
I think there was. Oh, what has been your favorite shoot and why? I mean,
There's so many.
yeah, for me, like I don't really have a specific favorite shoot, but like the shoots that I really like is like the models. It's usually like who I work with. Like some of the models are like super cool and very outgoing, and those are like my favorite shoots to do. Like every time I get to work with them, it's like super fun, and like I know like every time we do a shoot, it's gonna be like we're gonna get good photos, we're gonna have fun, and like that's it, you know.
Yeah, it's more of the experience.
Yeah, it's more of the experience and not necessarily like the outcome of it. Yeah.
I mean, from all the things that I've done, that I think when we tried to shoot that that music video, did you downtown? Remember that music video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool, especially because like I met someone new that day, and they seemed really chill, and it wasn't so. It didn't. It seemed so natural. The flow was so surreal. I was like, oh snap! Like, you don't mind me taking a video of you right now? Like,
Yeah, that's basically
cool.
just how it is for a lot of the shoots. I mean, obviously some of the models are very like shy, but like a lot of them are pretty outgoing.
That's surprising though that models are shy. Like that's their. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's their job or it's a full time job.
And
What have
a lot
you?
of
but-
them too are like
And
introverted, I guess. Like maybe they just don't like talking. Yeah.
just makes me think, it makes me think of another question. Like what makes a model a model? Like is it
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like
Everybody's beautiful.
It's
I'm
like,
gonna tell you
that's
that
the
right
thing,
now.
like-
Everybody.
if you're in the front of a camera, like we just assume you're a model. If you have a camera, we just
You're a
assume you're a photographer.
photographer.
So it's like there's differences too. If you're like a professional, obviously, if you're getting paid. But,
Yeah, because
there's
I've
amateur models that are like just doing it for fun, which is
yeah,
fine.
and I've
okay.
worked with models that are like shy, and but they're good models. I mean, they know what they're doing. They know the look, and there's a big difference between something like that versus someone who's not sure what to do and is
A little awkward.
It's awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's definitely helped me. I'm sure it's helped you with building that
Yeah.
direction, how to tell people what to do or how to express that feeling that you're trying to convey
Yeah.
to people. It's just a lot. So many little bits and pieces go into a single photo or photo shoot.
Yeah,
That
'cause everybody's different too. Like experience, like models' experience is different. Because there's some of them are like pretty good, some of them are okay, and some of them are just like.
Oh dang! If
Yeah.
y'all get a model in this room, I got so many questions.
And like my advice would be is like if you're a new photographer,
yeah.
like it's probably better for you to work with like newer models too. So like you kind of work with like people that are like similar to your level, like I wouldn't say I mean it's not a bad thing because like both of you guys are learning at the same time. Because like if you're working with like experienced model, like it might be intimidating for you, you know. And then I feel like you're not gonna learn as much because like they're gonna be good, and then you're probably gonna get good photos, and then like you're probably gonna get like overconfident because you got the very good shit.
Oh, it's because they're like, ooh, let me
Yeah.
turn this way, let me turn that way, and you're like, oh snap, this came out amazing. I get it. That's cool.
Feel
All
like
right.
you learn less with, like the
Because they know
better-
what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Because they're basically carrying you. You know.
You know, like staying on.
And that's
Each
when
other's level?
that's when they have the right to charge you. You
Oh, snap.
That's where that value comes in that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You know, if you see the value in someone and they're
Yeah.
a great model, I'll definitely pay them for that.
Yeah.
Dang.
You know?
So it goes both ways then.
It
like,
does. Oh yeah.
So you sometimes you pay them so you can shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes
But,
you just build that relationship,
Yeah.
and then going forward, it's just I don't know,
Personally, I haven't really paid anybody yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because for me, it's like if I do get a paid shoot for like let's say for a magazine,
Yeah.
then I'll probably like hire like a professional model. 'Cause, like,
Oh.
a lot of
Dang.
the shoots that I do are just like for fun, and then I
Yeah.
get paid gigs too. But yeah,
So it's not just a lifestyle. It is
Yeah.
work. Oh, I did not even realize this. The amount of like work. I didn't even know that this was a thing. You know, I thought models were just like, oh, like I just want to get taken photos of. I mean, no offense. If I try to be a good model too. Like I'm just like, dang, take a photo of me because that's all I really want. But I didn't know. I didn't know that was the psychology behind photography.
Yeah, it's definitely unlike anything you'd experience anywhere else. You
Yeah.
know, you have photographers that get paid, then you've
Yeah.
got some models that get paid. Sometimes it's just trade work, but when you see that value in things and in that shoot, that's when you have to pay up. You know,
Yeah.
you get what you pay for.
exactly.
Oh, dang. Wow. Very, very, very interesting. Very
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Well, hopefully you learned a lot of stuff today, dude.
Yeah. This
your
whole podcast was just for me. I'm the.
We did this for Christian.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. But this is my podcast. No, but yeah, that's absolutely interesting. The dynamic between a photographer, a model, the equipment, like there's all of this that goes into like this.
And
Little-
you know, just to make things clear, just because you pay someone for something doesn't necessarily mean that they're better at their craft than you are, because of
Exactly,
the conversation
exactly.
that we were having earlier.
Yeah,
So if that person's good at what they do,
Yeah.
they deserve to get paid for that work they're doing.
Oh yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And I don't know, I'm happy with it, you know,
Yeah.
because I want to allow the community to be in that position where it's like, you know, this is the work you're doing, this is what you're gonna get paid for. It's so important to have that value.
Yeah.
It's-
I agree.
It's super important. There's just better work that comes out of it too.
Oh man.
Yeah, because I think it's because like, especially now that everybody's just like, if you have a camera, like you're a photographer, like it's like I think we're starting to
Air
lose
quotes.
like the
Air quotes.
the value, because like everybody's just kind of charging less and less, and like it's hard to like, because when you charge for something and then you're like, oh man, that's kind of high. Like
Yeah.
I'll probably just go with this guy instead. But then like we keep saying like you pay, you get what you pay for, you know?
Yeah.
Like so if you, especially for like weddings, like I've heard some like crazy stories, you know, and like couples like, oh, I'm just gonna hire my cousin, and then they get like shitty ass photos,
Oh.
and like that's it. Like
get what you pay for, you
it's-
know?
Yeah, exactly. It's your wedding, and like you're gonna go cheap on the photos or the videos. Is like that's a terrible mistake. And sometimes, I mean, their cousin might be good, and they're like you get lucky if
Yeah.
they're good, but like if they're bad, like that's it. Like you don't have any photos of your wedding.
Yeah, dang, that's so. You know, keep in mind, guys out there, whoever's listening. One, thank you for tuning in. Two, that photographers, they work really hard. There's more than just point and click. There is a there's a lot of hard work and a
Yeah.
lot of passion.
I think that's the big misconception too. It's just like, oh, you have a nice camera. It's like they base your skills on your camera too. Just like, oh, you have a nice camera, you must be a good photographer. You know, it's like,
And that's
Yeah.
the nice thing about having those meetups with people.
Yeah.
I almost never go in town because I go
Yeah, you
somewhere
never
else.
go to our meetups, man. What
I'm
the
always
hell?
somewhere else.
These are
But
traveling.
you see the difference between the styles.
Yeah.
You know, you might have one camera, 2 photographers, 1 model, hand that camera back and forth,
Yeah.
and you'll get 2 different styles.
Really?
Yeah, like 2 different photos because I think photographers have their own eyes, you know, of like their vision of like what a photo should look like.
That would be really fun to just have like a photo shoot with one person's camera, your own memory card, put that bad boy in there, and just
Yeah.
click and go.
Yeah.
That'd
And
be
it's
really
just
cool.
like, I mean, like,
One thing I have not done yet is a self photo shoot. Like you know what is it? Self portraits.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
what? You're gonna put it on a tripod? and,
Tripod,
oh,
you know,
okay.
do something, play with that. Because
I mean-
some folks do that.
Yeah.
I've never
I've never
that.
done it like that, but I mean, I'm taking videos of myself.
Hey, something new, something out of the comfort
Sounds,
zone.
that sounds more difficult.
It definitely is a lot more difficult because you gotta make sure I'm in focus. It's like-
Yeah.
yeah. It's like I've done it. Like so I set it, and then I put something on the ground and focus on it, and then so I can walk past that thing. Yeah, it's complicated.
At that point, I would just download the app. I don't know if your camera does that, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
an app you can.
Yeah, there's an
download.
app. but it's just-
Oh, it's you know what? Like this phone right here and this Apple iWatch, amazing combination. Because you know what? I could just be like, oh, this is a good photo. All right, let's go.
See, he's all set.
yeah.
All set. But you know, sometimes you just need
But yeah,
to.
I think. Do you have any other questions?
Oh, I have plenty of other questions, but it is getting a little long out here, and I really appreciate y'all for
Oh
tuning
shoot,
in.
we got 30 seconds left.
We
Let's
do got
finish
30
this
seconds
off.
in. All right. Well then, thank you for tuning in. Thank you,
Yeah.
Alex, for
Thanks.
coming on to
Alex
Thank you for having
Brando
me.
Yeah,
for
thanks.
being on the podcast. We'll probably have you again and discuss more photography stuff.
Yeah.
If you
well,
want to shameless plug your Instagram, go ahead.
You got 15 seconds. Go.
At Brando Photography.
A
Alright.
Well, underscore between Brando and photography.
All right. Well, that's it. You guys know my Instagram. You guys know Christian's.
yeah.
That's it. Peace out.
Later.